A quick search on the internet will give you a long list of examples of companies that have acted unethically. One example is Bernie Madoff, a 71-year-old former NASDAQ stock market chairman. He pleaded guilty in March of 2009 to using his New York-based business to run a $65 billion Ponzi scheme. The victims identified have included ordinary people and Hollywood celebrities, along with large hedge funds, international banks, and charities in the U.S., Europe, and Asia. Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison for perpetrating Wall Street's biggest and most brazen investment fraud. Most small business CEOs are close to the action. They must often work aggressively to earn profits. Large business CEOs often have more abundant resources and can afford to be more socially conscious. Also, they face greater pressure to be socially responsible as a result of their size. Small firm CEOs are spending their own money, and they make more contributions from their personal rather than their business resources, which makes them very conscious of costs. Ethical issues abound in the internet world, where personal and financial information can be stolen. Some countries face higher levels of unethical behavior than others. Determining what constitutes ethical behavior is more difficult across different cultures. Values vary dramatically, and ethical relativism can make doing business at a global level very complicated. Legal immigrants. And in the past, Nike was guilty of tapping into cheap labor markets and using sweatshops. Ethical imperialism can also be tough for other countries, especially in cases where the U.S. tries to impose standards on other societies. What we believe certainly affects what we do. The underlying values that govern the integrity of business practices are often based on religious foundations or personal values. Absolute, not situational ethics help business owners resist temptation and choose the honest, the good, and the right rather than the most expedient or the most profitable whenever there's a conflict. The personal integrity of the company founder or owner is key to a firm's ethical performance. Building an ethical culture requires full commitment to ethical conduct by the firm and strong ethical managerial leadership. A code of ethics is the official standards of employee behavior set by the firm. It's the foundation for ethical conduct by employees and clarifies the rules and gives guidance to employees. As a company grows, the influence of the founder is often reduced. This is when a company code of ethics is necessary. The code should include both principles to be followed, examples, and consequences for those unwilling to follow them. The purpose of an ethical decision-making process is to promote ethical conduct in a community and serves to give guidelines and information about a company to consumers before they do business with the company, and to resolve questions and disputes over purchases after the fact. Another emerging trend is social entrepreneurship. This is entrepreneurial activity with an embedded social purpose. They're meant to find innovative solutions to social needs, problems, and opportunity. The bottom line is people, profits, and the planet. Everyone is aware of the negative effects that businesses can have on the environment through water and air pollution. Also, it can oftentimes be much cheaper to make products or offer services in a way that harms the environment. This is why many businesses see environmentalism as a burden. A company may like the idea of going green, but staying on that triple bottom line can be difficult. A business may find it very expensive to absorb the increased costs, like the expense of updating and modifying facilities. Compliance with government regulation also takes money. Do you think that all companies should be required to use biodegradable packaging? Would you answer the same if you knew that using such packaging added 25% to the price of the product? Before we think about cost, the answer is an easy yes, of course. If it costs 25% more, however, the answer becomes less clear. Society benefits and suffers in different ways from each solution. Creative solutions may avoid this either-or choice. Perhaps the company could use less packaging or returnable packaging. Many businesses find it a burden to operate in an environmentally conscious way. This is a picture of the Love Canal. For decades, a chemical disposal company buried toxic waste under the neighborhoods of Niagara Falls. After an investigation, President Carter in 1978 offered the use of federal funds to relocate the waste and rebuild the community, but the issue of toxic contamination remained. The amassing piles of the world's waste, both toxic and not, infiltrate supplies of groundwater,